Yo, what is the YouTube? In this video, we got Dana White panics after Dana exposed in Breakfast Club interview. I have no clue what I'm about to watch. I'm not updated at all with Dana White or the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Flacco, he's about to put me on. Let's go.
Dana White Breakfast Club appearance was
I'll be looking down for a little bit. I'm packing these meat joints right here.
He started panicking, hyperventilating. When they started to ask the hard questions, he was stuttering and didn't know what to do. They absolutely cooked him. The first thing they interrogated him about was his relationship to Trump and all the horrible things Trump is doing. Now, if you're Dana White, you kind of have to expect them to ask you about Trump. I wasn't surprised they asked that question, but I was surprised at how unprepared Dana White was to answer the question. Now, another question they asked that I was actually shocked this time around they did ask was Dana White putting hands on his wife. They asked about Dana White slapping his wife on camera in that video. Now, another question that if you're Dana White, shocked they asked, but you have to be expecting it. I was also very shocked at how unprepared Dana White's answer was.
You know, you were on the Katie Miller podcast, and you said in regards to your relationship with Trump and has it cost the UFC business, you said, I don't know the answer to that question. I've gotten to a point in my life, especially after COVID and all that nutty that went on during that time, that I only want to be in business with and talk to people that I'm aligned with.
Well, I don't know about talk to people that I'm aligned with. That is a grown.
But Sheldon,
is it frozen?
During with Trump and has it Katie?
So very shocked.
You said, I don't know the answer to that question. I've gotten to a point in my life, especially after COVID and all that nutty that went on during that time, that I only want to be in business with and talk to people that I'm aligned with.
Well, I don't know about talk to people that I'm aligned, but I want to do business with people that I'm aligned with, for sure.
So you're aligned with Trump on what exactly?
Well, Trump is a good friend of mine. I mean, I've been friends with him for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Friends. I mean, he just happened to become the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. And he and I have never had he had us at the Trump Taj Mahal. When we first bought this company, the stigma that was attached to this thing, you can imagine. Think about this. It wasn't allowed on pay-per-view. You as a grown adult didn't have the option to buy it on pay-per-view. Porn was on pay-per-view. The UFC was not allowed on pay. That was the uphill battle we had. So you can imagine venues didn't want us because these guys were like, what kind of people will show up to watch this kind of an event? And he had us at the Trump Taj Mahal for the first two fights, 30 and 31, UFC 30 and 31, and then after we did those two fights, he showed up for the first fight of the night and stayed till the end for both events. And you think the Trump brand then and the UFC brand, and every good thing that ever happened to me in my career after that, he was always the first guy to reach out.
The answer at first appeared to be pretty concrete, and it felt like an answer that Dana White's PR team kind of wrote up for him. Hey, man, if anybody asks you about all the horrible things that Trump is doing and you being linked to it, just say he's your friend and you're just being loyal. But Charlamagne the God, and I have to give Charlamagne credit, and I don't give him credit enough, but Charlamagne the God has really sharpened up his skills, man. Charlamagne the God was able to talk Dana White into a corner, because the thing is, Dana White and a lot of these dudes who are actually far right, they love to masquerade as middle of the road. I'm a moderate, you know what, I'm kind of left-leaning. But none of these dudes are left-leaning. None of these dudes are moderates. These dudes are alt-right, far-right extremists, all of them, right? But they love to pretend as if they're middle of the road. So Charlamagne the God does a really great job at challenging that. At challenging I'm left-leaning, I'm actually moderate, I don't know why they call me far-right. He challenged that, and he forced Dana White into a corner where Dana White had to do either one or two things. Admit Trump is actually horrible, and that Trump is doing some evil things, or admit that you are a hypocrite.
So then when he was running in 16, he called me and asked me, would you speak for me at the Republican convention? And everybody told me not to do it. Don't do it. This is going to be bad. And he's never going to win and all that kind of stuff. But this was a guy that was always good to me and, always treated me well. And I did it.
I can understand that. That's your friend. But when your friend has a disapproval rating of 62%, right, record high, people say they don't like his handling of the Iran war, the economy, cost of living for people. Why can't you tell your friend he's failing the people? As a friend.
Well, he's the president of the United States.
Still your friend, though.
And, yeah, I know. But, for me to get involved in, it's like if your friend had I'm sure people disagree with you that are friends with you, and everybody has friends that you just doesn't mean you're not friends with them anymore. It doesn't mean that you.
Oh no, I didn't say you shouldn't be friends with him. I just said, why can't you tell your friend he's failing the people? Because these are the same people who make UFC a success. Everyday working class people who support your sport are hurting.
You're never gonna have a president that sits in the White House that everybody approves 100% of everything they do, and not everything is always going to be perfect. You're going to have some things that work out great and a lot of things that don't. It's no different than running a business or any other thing. Nobody's ever going to be absolutely perfect.
Oh, I agree.
When they're the president of the United States.
Can you tell your friend when he's...
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things, but I don't try to get into...
Trust me, he just began stuttering. It's just heating up. He already started with the talking like Poetic Flacco. Bro, you don't stutter. That's me. The Nah, you don't stutter. Why you stuttering now? But it's just beginning. The weasel even try to go with the, I don't get into politics like that. Nah, nigga. Nah, bruh. You endorsed them. You co-signed them, right? You told your people to vote for him. They treating this like, yo, listen, man, I don't agree with everything my friends do, but I still support. Bro, this is not like your friend stole, I don't know, like your friend robbed a bank or something. And you're like, man, I don't support my friend robbing a bank, but I'm going to still stand by him and support him if you need me. Your friend bombed a school filled with little girls in it and then lied about it before being forced to admit that, yeah, we did it, but it was an accident. No, your friend murdered hundreds of little girls. Niggas treat this shit like some normal shit, as if they homie ain't the president committing a genocide. They treat this as if it's some normal stuff. No,
the president did what?
This is not the normal circumstance where you could stand by. That's my homie, man. I don't agree with what he's. Yo, bro, what? Your homie is protecting billionaire pedos by refusing to drop certain documents in the Epstein. Tell them to drop the Epstein files completely. Unredacted. Tell them. Redact only the victims' names. They won't. So your homie is protecting pedos. Your homie is bombing schools with little girls in a war that doesn't benefit us at all. But yet you think you can still get by with the, that's just my friend, man. I'm going to support him if I can.
But don't be a glazer, though, Dana.
Don't be what?
A glazer. Like just somebody that just tells him he's great. A yes man, basically.
Yeah.
You got to tell him when he's...
I don't think anybody's ever accused me of being a yes man. Okay. But listen, I'm not an overly political person either.
Are you part of the MAGA movement culturally? Do you align with their ideologies and their values?
You know, I consider myself right down the middle or leaning a little liberal, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks I'm some far right guy because of our relationship.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Most CEOs try to stay politically neutral to protect the brand. You almost seem kind of like proud to be.
Proud to be
political, I guess.
Not proud to be political. I mean, I'm just saying that this guy is my friend, and nothing is perfect. And you know, whoever is the next president, right or left, isn't going to be perfect either.
People say that you're the reason why a lot of young male voters, because of UFC and everything that you have, voted for Trump, and that was something that, like, even if you didn't mean to do, it was widely talked about, and you still leaned into helping his popularity in the space.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But that gets political then.
Yeah.
So you're responsible for the high tariffs and the high inflation costs, and
I guess so. I guess if that's the way you want to look at it, it's all my fault.
No, I'm just saying you're responsible for people's health care getting cut. I'm just saying, like, that's what you're essentially saying.
Okay.
Jesus.
I mean, I that's not the way I look at it, but I guess I could see why you would look at it that way, and you could, frame it like that.
Dang, he's kind of choking up. Yo, you did hear him just like, all right, just starting to accept shit.
But some of these issues you can't be offended on. You just can't be, man. A school of little girls got bombed. Damn. They first started to lie and say, oh, it's not our missile. Once it was confirmed it was our missiles that did it, now all of a sudden, well, it's a mistake. No, somebody got to be held accountable for it. Somebody got to go to jail for these war crimes. And if you're somebody who's seen these things go on and seen like casualties like this and seen little girls get murdered over a war we have no business even participating in, and you sit by and you say, well, I also see the good in, well, you're just evil, to be honest. Right? So people like Dana White, they're despicable, they're evil, they're disgusting. Now they moved on and they began to ask Dana White about the video that dropped of him, slapping the living ish out of his wife. Now, Dana White had a PR answer prepared but they didn't.
Yo, I ain't
turn
never
off
seen
the
that,
heat.
yo.
Dana White, when they began to ask more questions, boy, Dana White started.
I ain't
talking.
never seen. Hold on, let me put the joint down. I was trying to pat the joint, but I ain't never seen that. Dana White smacked his wife. What? I ain't never see that shit. Let's see this shit. Damn, yo. I think since the quality is so fucked up, I just showed this on YouTube. That's crazy right there. Bro beat the shit out of his wife in public. That's insane.
Started scraping, started panicking, started stuttering. They really got the best of them with this exchange.
In the next 5 seconds, you'll see an idea go from sketch to clay to shape, and become a website. Acting on your curiosity feels like a way to bend reality.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
See
Yeah.
your
You
friend,
see what I'm
yo.
saying?
Was there a conversation with your sponsors or anybody on the business side when that video went viral of you and your wife in the club?
Yeah.
And with the slapping, with you slapping her slapping you?
Yeah.
When they reached out to you, what did they, like, how did that conversation go?
We didn't have any sponsor problems during that. I think that you know, my wife and I jumped on that immediately, and again, that was more of a we had to deal with our kids.
But you did.
I did.
Do you think being the boss protected you from consequences
No.
that employees or athletes?
No,
would survive?
definitely not.
No, definitely, Dana. Come on.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
You made the choice publicly not to excuse yourself from the brand. You
Chose publicly to not what?
to excuse yourself or give yourself
Like
a. You
nobody
said
can
what?
100%.
Yeah, like
Well,
what?
listen, there's a board of directors. There's there's other people that are involved that could have pushed for that, but yeah, I think that, and obviously they think too, it would have hurt the company more if I did step away.
And you've disciplined fighters for public behavior that was unbecoming to the company before, right?
Well, I mean, I'm probably the most lenient, the most lenient guy in sports when it comes to dealing with, whether it's free speech or bad things that happen. And, I'm in the fight business. It's not like I run Microsoft. You know what I mean? So,
So what standard did you hold yourself to in that moment?
yeah, listen, obviously that's not, that's not what, it was.
You talking like me. You was talking perfectly. They get to asking, okay, you put hands on your wife. Now, if your fighters did it, what would their consequences be? You would usually kick them out of the UFC, right? You would, deliver some stiff consequences against them. Well, what were the consequences you delivered upon yourself? Then you said, well, I would do this to them because, they didn't meet the standard of the UFC. Okay, then what standard did you break? What were your consequences? And his PR team didn't prepare him for this. His PR team didn't give him a good answer because there is no good answer. There is no good answer for you put hands on your wife. You suffered zero consequences for it. You didn't even get a layoff or a suspension. You didn't even give yourself a 1-week suspension away from the company. You said that, again, if your fighters did this, they will put the integrity of the brand at risk and there will be consequences. But yet you're saying when you do it and being the face of the brand doing this, there's no consequences at all. Well, what type of standard are you holding yourself to?
Yo, it's like I keep finding another joint. All right, now I'm on my last
stuttering.
2 right here.
And
I'm on my last 2 mini joints. Sorry, I keep just, I'm looking down. I know this is a bad reaction.
There is no good answer for this. Charlamagne the God really did a great job in boxing.
I'm on my last 2 mini joints.
Yeah, I mean, it's as bad as it could get. I mean, I hold myself to, I would never in a million years think that was going to happen. And I say this all the time, nobody knows you better than your kids do. And, your kids, whoever you really are, your kids see it. They hear it, everything that goes on at home, and you know.
How did they react to that incident?
My oldest son didn't talk to us for like 4 days. We had to, you know, and
how old was he at the time?
Huh?
How old was your oldest son at the time?
He was in college, so you know he was 19 probably. Yeah.
Wow.
19, 20. And you know, we the first thing that her and I did was handle the situation with the kids, and then obviously I had to handle the business side of the whole thing. But yeah, we handled the kids first. Tell you, before that happened, I would have told you there's never that would never happen to me, and there will never be a scenario that could ever play out where I would be a part of that. It would just never happen, and it did.
You know,
And you know, you have to. I mean, if that's who you are, and that's what you do, and that's what you've done, and that's normal to you, then you don't feel the way that I feel about it. I'm trying to explain this to you in the best way possible. You know, so as a young man.
But this man was trying his hardest to swim, man. Yo, shout out to Charlamagne the God, man. This was a fantastic performance, bro. I give it to you, man. This was a fantastic performance, bro. Had this man on a pressure cooker for like a solid 15 minutes, bro. Couldn't dance. He tried to get away. They just cornered him, bro. Shout out to Charlamagne, man. Dana White, listen, I ain't got nothing personal against Dana White. For the most part, I don't think Dana White is a terrible human being. I think a lot of these dudes, they get in bed with the devil and they really don't know how to get out of it. All right? They get, in cahoots with some very, very, very bad people, man. And, they essentially feel stuck. And that's where I think Dana White is, man. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys feel about this? Y'all think Dana White got a point, or y'all think Dana White is an absolute...
Like I said in the start of this video, I didn't know anything about this, and now that I know, this shit is crazy. Man, never hit a lady. That's number one. Never hit a lady. Ladies can be dumbasses sometimes, and I understand that. So can guys. I'm not just saying ladies, but just walk away. Just walk away, and don't smoke a blunt. Actually, it might make you feel better. Like I swear to you, like, you ever had a lady tell you some dumbass shit, like some stupid ass shit, and instead of crashing out and smacking the bitch, just walk away and go smoke a blunt and laugh at the bitch? You ever tried that? It works. So I'm telling you it works. I'm telling you it works. Now, yo, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and go watch our channel, yo. There's more reaction videos over there. I'll see you in the next one.